my friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm taking you on a tour of Southwest San Clemente, one of San Clemente's favorite beach neighborhoods. We're in the golf cart today. Why? Because it's such an easy way, a great way to get around Southwest San Clemente, where you have all the different beach accesses. And what I wanted to focus on and give you an insider's look at today is specifically the homes and the lifestyle surrounding T-Street Beach. T-Street is an awesome beach in San Clemente. It's got great parking. It's got an easy pedestrian bridge to get across the train tracks and get to a nice white sand beach. It's got restrooms. It has West Toast, which is a super cute, awesome little restaurant snack shop on the sand, putting out like great sandwiches, great burgers. So you have all the amenities that you would want at the beach. And it's in the Southwest neighborhood, making it an obvious favorite choice. So right now I'm driving down a street called Esplanade, and Esplanade feeds right into T-Street. So we just started at the top of Esplanade, which is intersecting with El Camino Real. And as we make our way from El Camino Real down Esplanade, we go through the 100 block and we cross over the intersection at Ola Vista. Now we're in the 200 block. And this is where I would say we really get into the heart of the T-Street neighborhood. Of course, all these houses are within close proximity, but it's really once we get down here into the 200 and the bottom of the 200 block that we find ourselves within a super easy walk to T-Street. I'm gonna get this camera turned around. Hey, before we jump into this tour, do me a quick favor. It would help me out so much if you subscribe to my channel. This way you'll get alerted when I put a new video up every week. And if you lived here before, or if you're just interested in living here, drop me a comment below. It's really helpful for people to get some context from other people or neighbors that have lived here. Drop a comment, it's super helpful. Thanks so much, stay tuned. You can see we parked in front of a quintessential beach cottage, and right here on the fence post it says 230. That's the address, like I was telling you. We're in the 200 block, and you can see here just how wide this street is. It makes for, a lot more setback between the houses, a lot more privacy, and this whole area just feels more spaced out. And it's one of the things that I love about this pocket of homes near T-Street Beach. And we're gonna walk down there right now so you can see just how close we are. And I wanted to point out one of my favorite things, like when you walk around Southwest San Clemente, a lot of the sidewalks are this Spanish Setillo paver, which is just, it's timeless, it's beautiful, and it's a nod to our city's founder, Ole Hansen, and the Spanish architecture that he implemented and put in design here when he started building homes in the 1920s. But you can see there's a mix of single level homes in the neighborhood, these cute cottages. And then you've got some newer construction homes, like this house across the street was just completed. And as we start to kind of make our way down the 200 block of Esplanade here, you can see how the ocean view just starts to open up. So any of these houses on the left or right are gonna benefit from either a nice partial view or a panoramic ocean view. And it's one of the reasons why I love this corridor and this pocket of homes so much. When you live down here by the beach and you're this close, it's something that you incorporate into your daily lifestyle. It's not like, hey, let's go hop in the car and go to the beach once a week type of thing. It's really part of your backyard. So a lot of people ask me frequently like, hey, I noticed that the homes are a little bit smaller, or I have so much more house where I'm moving from. How am I gonna be able to downsize? Well, one of the things that's so great about San Clemente, with averaging 280 to 300 days of sunshine every year, is you spend time outside. So even though some of these homes might be smaller than what you're used to, you're outside so much. You're on your patio, you're going to the beach, you're walking the beach trail, you're doing what we're doing right now today. So you don't necessarily need as much square footage. This is a great little cul-de-sac right here, Calle Conchita. You can see there's some beautifully remodeled houses along this little cul-de-sac off of Esplanade. And these are all gonna have great views. They're either gonna have drop dead panoramic ocean views or really great corridor views of the ocean. This house here just sold for a little less than 9 million, super dialed in. And then this is just one example you can see across the way here on La Rambla some more beautiful, larger homes. We were talking about some of the smaller homes, like maybe in the 2,000 square foot range. These are bigger homes, 4,000 to 5,000 square feet. And if you're looking for like a ballpark on price range, you can find something in the T-Street neighborhood. If it's still a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom cottage up the street where we started, you might be able to find something like that in the mid $2 million range. If you're looking for something bigger, that's newer construction, more established, some of these homes have pools. The one in the end of the cul-de-sac here, that sold for almost $9 million. That's kind of more of what a panoramic ocean view home with larger square footage in that, 4,000 to 6,000 square foot range would be selling for. Here you can get another look at these Satio pavers. Love that. But as we're kind of making our way, you're gonna start to see some of the street parking that beachgoers will use. Now, right now, we're filming this on a Tuesday around 2 o'clock. All of the street parking is open. It's not until you kind of get down here at the beach that you see some of these spots start getting taken by people that are hanging out at the beach or surfing. But on a busy weekend, like especially a nice weather weekend or a holiday weekend, all this parking is gonna be eaten up. But that's not everyday living. Usually it's like this, unless it's a really nice weekend and everybody's trying to get to the beach. So it's not a super crowded beach here. Versus if you compare that to like a Newport Beach or a Huntington Beach, you're gonna be dealing with that kind of intense level of traffic pretty much spring through the holidays. Whereas here in San Clemente, it's not like that. It's not as busy. It's not as much of a tourist destination. There's definitely people that vacation here, but it's not crazy. So we're getting down now to the actual beach access itself. I'm gonna make a lap around here. So there's a lot of discussion surrounding where T-Street, the name, actually originated from. One of the streets up by where we parked is called Trafalgar. Some people think, oh, T-Street's short for Trafalgar. I've been told by some of the original San Clemente natives that have been here for a lot longer than I have that that's actually not true. It's actually where Esplanade comes down and creates a T-Street here with Cristobal. So I don't know if it really matters, but that's what I've been told. And that kind of makes sense to me too. So you can kind of see right here, the pedestrian bridge where it starts takes you right over the train tracks. I'll give you a firsthand perspective of this right now. This is where a lot of kids lock up their bikes when they go surf. We're gonna cross these tracks now on the pedestrian bridge. It's easy to get across. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people like it. You will have to take some stairs, just like any of the other beach accesses around here. But you can start to see just how nice this beach is. There's the snack shop I was telling you about down there, West Toast. T-Street has a nice run of sand, so there's plenty of places to hang out. It's got the fire pits. We're looking south down towards Lost Winds and Rivy and Cottons. But you can see why this is such a popular beach. Nice sand, fire pits, easy access, a great versatile wave T-Street is. It's great for shortboards. You can longboard here, boogie board when blackball's up. And we got the train going by here. So the Surfliner train is awesome because you can get on the train. It's gonna stop right up there at the pier. And you can get on the train and take that to San Juan Capistrano. You can take that up to Anaheim, Angel Stadium. You can take it into LA and further beyond. And you can also take it down to downtown San Diego where it stops. But it's really a cool thing to be able to walk. I see my friends and clients all the time on the beach trail. They're like, oh, we're going to an Anaheim Ducks game. We're gonna go pick up the train at the pier. So that's a really cool thing too. There's restrooms down here. There's also restrooms down here. So it's just a really nice, so there's showers too. Really nice beach. So as you can see, all of the houses that are within an easy walk to T-Street are very desirable. We'll see if I get winded trying to talk and walk uphill now. That'll be fun. I'll try and keep it together for you all. But I wanna go down into the end of the cul-de-sac here so you can kind of see how some more of these houses orientate. So there's a lot more parking down here too. And this is a fun spot. Like if you live in the neighborhood, you're gonna find yourself walking down here at the end of a day and catch the sunset for 10 minutes. Maybe you had a busy day of work and you're just flying down here to catch the sunset. It's so nice to be able to do that. I absolutely love being able to do that every day. And all of these houses here have incredible views. You deal with a little bit more of the noise and the traffic related to beachgoers, but you still can't beat the views. So more street parking here. You do not have to pay for street parking. All of these spaces across the street are metered, so you have to pay for those. But you'll notice that there's always people just hanging out. That's how nice it is to be able to stop right here and look out at the view. You can see out in the distance there, seal rocks. That's a seal rookery, so seals are having babies there. Babies are growing up there. It's always kind of a cool thing to be able to look out there and see that light. But check out these homes. This one was just completed, brand new construction. What was there before kind of resembled something more like this, and they tore it down and built that beautiful Spanish style. I often get asked, like, if you build a new house in San Clemente, does it have to be Spanish? The answer is no. But a house like that would most likely be subject to coastal commission and city. So long as you work with an architect who's familiar on those requirements, it's not a problem getting a lot of different architecture styles passed. So right now we're making our way up Cristobal. It's another one of the street names, Paseo de Cristobal. And this section of the street here has amazing views. Just take that in for a second. Views of the pier, views of Dana Point Headland in the backdrop. Get the nice breeze right here. And on the 4th of July, this side of the street kind of shuts down and everybody just sits here and watches the fireworks. And I absolutely love that view. I know I said that already, but when you live here and you come down to your house and you're like, you know, before I go home after work, I'm just gonna drive down here and check on the sunset, check on the waves, see what the water's doing. That is something that you really just can't buy. And it's one of the reasons why so many people are interested in living by the beach, and specifically in Southwest San Clemente in this T-Street neighborhood. So this street here is called Vista Marina because it has nice marina views. Up here too, you're probably not picking it up in the video, but Catalina is on full display, end to end. You also get San Clemente Island out that way. Here's another newly built home next to one that's been here for, 5, 6, 7 decades. Newer 2-story next to a more original cottage. You get this kind of mixed bag of homes in the neighborhood, and it adds to the character. And it's one of the things that I really like about this neighborhood is you can still find something that you can come in and, you can add a second story to it, or you can just leave it a single level and fix it up. And if you wanted to, you could tear it down and build a new house. There's still plenty of opportunities to be had. Now we're gonna come off of Paseo de Cristobal and make our way on to La Rambla. This is a nice quiet street. Now remember, we started our video just on the other side of this street on Esplanade. Then we took our way down Esplanade to the T-Street beach access, up Cristobal. We looked down Vista Marina. Now we're making our way down La Rambla. You can see a mix of 2 stories and 1 stories, a lot of character, a lot of charm, and a lot of peace and tranquility. A little bit more busy down by the beach access itself, a little bit more quiet up here on these streets. So now we're gonna take a little offshoot street, Poco Paseo, the short street. We're gonna go back into our golf cart. So if you like what you see in this T-Street neighborhood, what I would recommend is to reach out to me, shoot me a text, send me an email, say, I'm interested in knowing more about the T-Street neighborhood. I like being walkable to the beach. I might wanna find something that I can fix up myself, or I might wanna find something that I could move right into. Either way, there's opportunities here. There isn't a ton of houses that are on the market at any given time in this neighborhood, so you have to be ready. And that's one of the things that we'll work on together. We'll work on positioning you so that you know exactly where you want to be. And that way, when the right house pops up, you can jump on it, because you can bet there's gonna be other people that are gonna wanna jump on it too. So yes, houses here get multiple offers, it's competitive, and you gotta be ready. That's just the nature of how the market works here. There's only 90 houses on the market today. April, that's spring selling season, and there's only 90 homes to choose from. So if you compound that with a great desirable area like this, it gets even more competitive. All right, so let's flip the camera around, and I wanna drive you down one more street that will kind of dovetail and bookend the T-Street neighborhood. So now we're on Toledo, Paseo de Cristobal and Calle Toledo. We'll spin around here, see another newly remodeled, pretty much brand new construction home that's gonna be going on the market. That house is gonna be listed for $5 million, but I wanted to take you down this last street here, which is Cristobal, and it's got this median. We talked about landscaped medians, palm tree lined streets. There's a coastal canyon on this side, so more lush landscaping. than this side here. You can see there's tons of space on the street today. It's a beautiful day. It's a nice beach day, but it's not super busy. I'm sure it will be if it's nice this weekend, but it's not like you're living amidst crazy beach traffic every single day. So this is that drive-up approach that I was telling you about that I love so much, where you pick up the pier, you pick up Dana Point Harbor and the headlands. It's just a beautiful place to call home, and it's really, really cool to have this beach as your backyard. So if you like what you saw here today, reach out to me. If you found that, hey, I used to live there, or, oh, I know that street, drop me a comment. I respond to all my comments, and it's fun for other people that are learning about the area to hear from people who have lived here before. So make sure and drop me a comment. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.